Hi, in this video I'm going to show you in Kotlin how you can convert one type of number to another. For instance, how to convert integers into decimals and vice versa. Also, how to check for errors when things go wrong. Hi, my name is Shad and I'm a professor of computer science and software development at Grand Canyon University. I'm glad you joined us for class. So this is a series of videos that's eventually going to lead you to become a mobile software developer, so you can build Android apps. In this early stage, we are learning how to program in the language Kotlin. And so there's a series of videos here that will take you through one piece at a time on developing your skills in using the language, because it's really hard to learn how to use a framework like Android Studio and the whole Jetpack Compose thing until you've learned how to use Kotlin. So that's where we are. We are in Kotlin, and we're going to build a project here that converts numbers. So I've got the IntelliJ program in front of me, and I'm just going to show you real quick where we're going to go. So this is the code that we're going to build, and we're going to do it step by step. So let's hang on and do this together. All right, so we're going to start a new project here, and we're going to build this and call it Convert Numbers. And I'm going to put it into the usual learning folder that I've got. I'm going to use Gradle, 17, Kotlin, and let's see, somewhere at the bottom is going to be an OK button. All right, so now let's take out the code that's there and let's start with some new stuff. So here's what we're going to learn. We're going to start with doing some dividing with integers. So what we're going to see here is that when you divide integers, you get an integer answer, and it doesn't automatically convert. So I've got a variable called answer, and it is assigned to this problem here, 28 divided by 10. Can you do that in your head? That should be about 2.8, right? So it says here we're going to print the answer. Let's see what result we get. So it might surprise you. So there it is. The answer, it says, answer of 28 divided by 10 is 2. So first thing you can learn from working with numbers here is that when you divide integers and get an integer answer, we're chopping off the decimal point. So it is not rounding. This could round up to 3 if it were rounding, but it just floors the answer, they call that. So it goes to the nearest integer below. So fun fact number 1, when you divide integers, you get an integer. Okay, so let's try and see what happens if we were to do that with the decimals. So I'm going to create a new variable called answer double, and you can see it's a type double, and it says we're going to take 28 and divide it by 10, and let's see what the answer is now. So let's go ahead and run this, and you can see that the answer does indeed come out to be 2.8. So interesting that decimals reduce to decimals. Now notice I did a little change here. I put a 10.0. Why did I do that? If I delete the .0, I am now taking 28 and dividing it by another integer, 10, and that results in an integer answer. And it says you are trying to squeeze an integer into a decimal or into a double, and I can't do that. So what I have to do is, there's several things. One, I could just take the number here, and then I could say toDouble, and I wonder what that would do. Would that produce my answer that I want? Let's try that. It converted it to a double, but then I got 2.0, so not quite what I wanted, was it? The reason why is because the answer is, first of all, calculated inside parentheses. That's the order of operations. So 28 divided by integer 10 is 2, and then we convert that to a double, and it becomes 2.0. So not quite what I was wanting. So sometimes you learn from your mistakes more than anything. Here's another way to do it. I could put in a .0 like I had originally, and so what that does is it takes a double and it divides the integer by a double, and so the answer is automatically converted to a double, and that's where we get the answer 2.8. So that is correct. So what do we learn here? So if you divide two integers, you get an integer result. If you take a double and an integer and do any kind of a multiplication or division problem, you're going to convert it to a double. Also make sure that you do it in the right order, because you might get the unexpected result we saw here. In the next video, we're going to do some input from the user, and we're going to convert those answers from integers in doubles as well. We're going to check for errors. So let's catch that in the next video. Make sure you subscribe, and don't forget to come back to finish the series.